How Long Gone? It is Chris Black. I am coming to you live from the extremely humid urban metropolis of Atlanta, Georgia. Them jeans, Rhode Island's finest. Taylor Swift's neighbor. What's really Gucci?
Yeah, I'm over here in Providence, Rhode Island.
P. Dents is how I describe your mental state. It's just a
come on now, man. Come on. He's P. Dents.
He's P. Dents.
Not in the good way. Not in the way that a book is long and detailed. More so in the part of the brain where things need to move around. There's no room for it.
Knock.
And that's what's happening to me right now. Yeah, I'm feeling dense. I do wish I was in Provincetown and not Providence, no homo, but here we are.
Well, I mean, they're close in range. You know what I mean? You could get on a seaplane and get over there. Just fly to Boston, quick, something light.
I'd rather take the Bourdain ferry myself, but
oh god, yeah. I mean, nothing like a ferry. It's like if a train were worse. I don't really understand the charm of the. I think a ferry for like 30 minutes is very charming, but then if you drive your car on and we're looking at 2-3 hours, that's just, I don't know. It's tough, man.
Spending time with a ferry for 3 hours?
I mean,
way too long.
I've spent time with ferries for much longer than that, just not open air.
Chris,
you know what I mean?
Open air. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in town because I DJ'd a wedding, and it happened last night in a house that was giving Taylor Swift neighbor, I will say.
Okay, so congratulations to the happy couple. What was the sort of Spotify 20-pack they sent you to show their vibes?
Spotify 20-pack. Glad you asked, Chris. Let me pull it up. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that I would have already normally kind of played. The Rihannas.
Nice.
They're very heavy on the Kanye. A lot of Charlie.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of Kanye on there.
Vroom vroom, bitch. Okay, cool.
When you play a wedding, obviously it's tough because you got to please everyone. So you got the twinks who are saying, "Can you play the vroom vrooms? I want to hear fucking Von Dutch."
I'm just living that life, Von Dutch, classic, but it's still.
You got the 40-year-old 3 black guys, and I'm in the pocket with them on some other shit. I'm playing, some older Lil Wayne.
If you don't see me on the block, I ain't trying to hide. I blend in with the hood, I'm camouflage.
Jason said, "I got the Ludacris freestyle. Don't worry, guys. I'll bring it up right now."
And then then you got the guy who's on like 17 milligrams of Zyn, who like really wants to hear MGMT right now, or
okay.
So it's you're spinning a lot of plates. You can't please anyone, but I would say a couple songs that I would have never played that worked out very well. Unfortunately, one of them was Memories featuring Kid Cudi from David Guetta and Kid Cudi.
I have to say, and I mean, I'm not familiar with that. Maybe I would be if I heard it. Is it that kind of situation?
Mm-hmm.
Kid Cudi just on the hook, like he didn't do any additional production.
It's prime David Guetta. I don't know what it's probably. 2010. So Jesus Christ, 16 years ago.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just like right when David Guetta was really truly peaking. Wow, this song, Memories featuring Kid Cudi, 1,528,000,000 plays.
All the crazy shit I did tonight, those would be the best memories.
See, and you wonder why we can't get rid of Kid Cudi. Shit like this. Y'all part of the problem. Y'all keep streaming his shit. He's going to think he can go on tour with MIA. And look, that don't end well. So I'm just, it's your fault, people.
I know.
I've never streamed Kid Cudi except for the one song that sounds like Fall Out Boy. What was the second song?
Other one, I mean, let's see here. The other ones that really seem to go off. International Players Anthem.
Oh, I mean that, yeah.
That's a song that I always play at a wedding, depending on how old the crowd is. Since this crowd was a little younger, I was a little on the fence, but my white boys were there to sing along to every word. Where you see every girl that you see round town, etc.
That is really one of the greatest songs. I forget about that from time to time, but there was a point where that would the same thing. And in the L Bar era, Atlanta, you would play that, and that would kind of that'd be the one.
Just a whole room full of white people with tattoos rapping all these lyrics
no,
to each other.
It was a mixed crowd. Do not do that.
Mixed crowd.
It was 70-30, but look, I said mixed.
No, it's true, but it's one of those songs where the first maybe 2.5, like the first half of the song, there's no drums.
Yeah.
It's like 3 verses that are amazing. And then the drums finally kick in. So it's just, you put it on and everyone in the room's like, oh, damn.
It's
Oh, shit. Here we go.
It's a built-in build-up.
And also, I always love playing it at weddings because it's literally, if you watch the video for it, the song and the verses are like his best. A guy's about to get married, and all of his best men are sort of giving him warnings about marrying this woman.
I didn't know that. I don't think I've ever seen the video.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
So I mean that one, and then also another song that's not necessarily like a club banger that gets the people going. What is Kanye West's Bound 2?
I mean, that's a Chris top 10 rap song of all time, I have to say. Bound 2 is unreal. I think about that a lot.
Great song, great beat. I mean, I used to play it all the time. When it first came out, I would play it at like if the club's over at 2, it's like a 1:27
Okay.
a.m. type of thing where it's not the end of the night, but it begins the part where like we are now entering, pilot has turned on the seatbelt lights and we're about to come down, and we're gonna, it's a ballad and a banger at the same time. It's all there.
It contains multitudes. Yeah, I think about that a lot. I should listen to that more, actually, because I don't listen to Kanye at all, not because of his problematic behaviors, just because I don't really think about it. Like, I don't think about Kanye West at all, really, in a musical sense, which is kind of crazy.
Neither do I, but you know who does? 29-year-old white people. There's
for sure.
72,000 sold out in Tampa last night.
I love that he's just
72,000 shitting on fucking Rolling Stones.
I love that he's just picking cities where it's okay. Like Tampa, like what? Like that feels like I closed my eyes and threw a dart. For real. I mean, Tampa is obviously a busy part of Florida. I believe still maybe the highest performing Edition hotel. Funnily enough,
I didn't know that. Shout out to our Edition family.
Yeah, big that they. But yeah, I mean, I guess there are big stadiums though. The further south you go,
yeah, I think it's less of him like, where can I go where they're okay with my anti-Semitism antics, and more so like, where are the biggest stadiums in the world?
I know. I wonder if he's going to start hitting Mexico Interpol style. I feel like did he do that? Oh, he did that. Oh, that was. Oh, you're right.
I mean, he's already played all over the world, so now that was sort of the warm up, and now American promoters are like,
all right,
you did how many tickets in Istanbul? Oh, okay, well,
So do you think that we'll see Kanye Giant Stadium, Meadowlands, or since it's World Cup, New York, New Jersey Stadium? Do we think we will see in the next calendar year Kanye touchdown in a real state? You know what I mean? In New York or LA?
It'd be a great little polymarket Kalshi, wouldn't it? How long until Kanye's at Chicago? Well, I think he's doing Chicago, but like, what is the least likely city for Kanye to play in?
Bro, he could do Soldier Field with fucking R. Kelly, Ariel Pink, and John Mouse, and no one would give a fuck, because
it's the best of both worlds. Best of all worlds tour.
It's the Vibe and Stereo Gum Presents tour. But I don't know if I feel like you're right. I feel like once the Band-Aid's ripped off and he's doing it stateside and you're seeing the numbers, and you're right, nobody's touching those numbers. Yeah. It's pretty staggering.
And if people, I mean, other than, Chris Brown, ironically, like nobody else, I mean, Travis Scott, I guess, that's about it.
I don't know if Travis Scott could do 72,000 is maybe. I honestly don't know who could do that alone.
Yeah, that's like when you're on the Delta flight, you're watching the Queen biopic again, and they're doing Live Aid. It's like that shit. Kanye's doing that every week.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable because there's also no music worth listening to in the last decade. Mm-hmm. I mean, from the videos I saw when he did the thing in LA, it did look like a sort of 9th grade meetup. So I think the audience is obviously old heads who don't give a fuck, but then like Discord power users that like just started using deodorant. That's like what feels like, that kind of feels like the vibe, which is
a 9th grade meetup. It's all the old heads like us, and then everyone, like when we first turned a certain age, you get all of your like government issue albums. Like here's the punk album, here's the hip hop album, here's the whatever.
Yeah.
And when kids nowadays, you turn 12 and you're like, here's Yeezus, and then you're like, ah.
Yeah, you're right.
Like it changes your life at that point.
You're right. It's crazy that Yeezus is somebody's like Led Zeppelin. Like not that I.
So many people's Led Zeppelin.
It's so crazy.
It's their Aphex. It's their Throbbing Gris.
I wouldn't go see. I'm not interested in seeing Kanye West at this point. I feel like no matter how cool the visuals are, that's worse than going. That's like the worst possible people you could be around. I feel like that's another level unlocked of like I can't be in here.
Yeah. Well, it's either that or Drake, I guess. But Drake's not doing shows. He's scared. But actually, last night it was so funny. There was a girl there, and she was mad at me because I was playing hip hop songs that had the N word in it. And I didn't know what to tell her. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do here because there's a lot of hip hop being requested. And, I'm a grown ass man. I can't play the clean versions. But I was playing Drake, Hell Yeah. Fucking right. HYFR.
Don't even get me started. I'm about to knock the walls down in here. You play that for me.
And I was like, do they have like a Mormon, like, heck yeah, freaking right version of this? But that song starts out where he says, all my exes live in Texas like I'm George Strait.
Classic.
And then there was which is classic. And that's another song that's 15 years old too, it seems like by now.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was like a week ago, Drake was in the club DJing. I don't know where, probably in Houston or something like that.
Houston, bro.
And he opened his set by playing "All My Exes Live in Texas" by George Strait. So he's been
so hard.
He's not new to this. He's true to this.
Drake playing George Strait and fucking. I mean, that DJ set was pretty awesome. Because I guess the thing with Drake that people hate to admit, but will give him credit for, is being really. Like he was playing Houston shit that like heads were like, yo, this is crazy that he's playing this. Like hip hop shit, like stuff that we don't.
You're saying it's not just his pen, but it is his ear too?
I'm saying that I think Drake, much like many people of his level, maybe a Diplo or someone that gets they constantly get hit with culture vulture charges.
Right.
At a certain point, it's like if you're doing your homework and you're putting it back in, like Drake has given people generational wealth by getting on a remix for some shit, some guy from Alabama you never heard of. That's, to me, that's doing a service. That you can't really hate on someone for that.
Yeah, and Diplo is doing the same exact thing, except he's keeping the generational wealth. And
no, he's giving them a child at least before he, you know what I mean. He'll go to the favela, give him a couple kids, and come. He's. I
don't know. I mean, we'll see if Drake paid the estate of Take Keith. Who knows? But at least Drake or Diplo's more upfront with it. He's like, all right, cool, great song. Here's a check for $1,500. I'm gonna go play. I'm gonna go headline Coachella with it.
I'm gonna play this at the end of my run club in Austin. So I'll just let you know.
No. I don't even know what the points mean or whatever. Just sign it and we'll figure it out later.
He's like Drewski. He's could have been records. He's could have been records. Just sign here. I mean, I think that Drake is one of those guys who probably is low key. Obviously, he's paying for 15 women's rent. With a cascading.
Nothing gets me harder.
Size of BBLs, but I bet Drake low key is paying for funerals and shit. I guarantee you that someone paid for Take Keith's funeral.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm. There's no way that people aren't like. That's just these guys have too much money and they know. I think the thing about it is if you talk about it, you're corny. So we have to find out about it in nefarious ways, kind of. Like Drake ain't going on live saying I paid for funeral. That's corny.
No. Drake, he's on the GoFundMe. He said, anonymous.
Yeah, that's when I hit the GoFundMe, I have to hit anonymous.
Whenever I do the GoFundMe for your cat got cancer, $20 Aubrey Graham every time.
That's like when Virgil got hit with he did like a 51 and then people found out he gave like a giant sum behind the scenes after he got roasted for donating on the. You got to do Anon, bro. You got to do Anon. Last night I went to Elmere, of course, with Ezra and Courtney, and we were having a nice convo. And
for our listeners at home, that's his local dive bar haunt. He loves a dive bar and cold beer and tofu burritos.
You know me, but so Ezra's telling me about he met a guy through his work.
Pause.
Who has one of the most interesting jobs I've ever heard of in my life. He is the broker who you call if you want buildings in New York to change colors. Like if you want, you know what I'm saying? If you want to light up a building for an occasion, this is the guy. And I believe my understanding is he has the contracts with the building or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know exactly how the business works.
So you said change colors. You don't mean like a paint job. You mean like the Knicks won, and now I want our lights to be orange and blue tonight.
Literally, yes. So, but then it got into another level where there's, I guess, an application. This is one of the craziest things I've ever heard. There's an application that is a high fee. This isn't this is a multi-$1,000 application, and you can control lights as a citizen. So if you're like a finance guy and you're like trying to bag a shorty, and you're like, yo, I really love the color of your eyes,
Or if you're Drake, seems like something Drake would do.
You say, look out the window, bang, building the color of her eyes.
Shebang.
Imagine how well that works. Imagine how quickly you're back in the Escalade getting topped off. Imagine.
I don't know. To me, changing the lights, that does have some tech founder virgin energy to it.
Yeah, of course.
No,
but I'm
no
not,
shade to your broker, bro.
I'm not
but
talking
I feel
about.
like-
No question, it has that. I'm just telling you, if you're a finance guy on a date with a West Village chick, that works. There is
Okay.
no way that ain't working. I'm not saying it would work on everyone. I'm saying
So
for
you're saying
the
the West Village girlie's easily impressed by bright lights, fog machines, and
Yeah, I'm
loud
saying-
sounds and things like that. Pretty colors.
if you're texting a chick and she's at home in her 2-bedroom she shares with her fucking sorority sister, and you say, what's your favorite color, and then she looks outside and that shit is fucking Lily Pulitzer pink, yo, dude,
Hey,
you're getting.
tell your fat roommate to move out of the window because I just changed that shit to purple.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that is.
Bro,
a
I
pretty,
could do that with the Philips light bulb right now.
but that's not the same, bro. That feels creepy. That feels creepy. This feels
Like,
like
hey, girl, look out your window right now. I broke into your Wi-Fi. I have your IP address, and I'm changing the light of your house.
I broke
right
into your car and changed the bulbs. So when you get in the car, but I was just fascinated. I was like, man, there really is a job for everybody out there. I was like, what a fascinating career. What a fascinating career and way to go. And I feel like it's quite profitable.
Yeah, and it also seems like an interesting gig because with work like that, there's like, Christmas season. That's when we do all the, if you sell trees, Christmas season, that's your time. You do this. There's like your zones of when business is good and bad. If you're an AC repairman, you're probably working more in the summer than the winter. But I feel like that job, it just happens
Every time.
on a whim. Whatever it could be. It's just like, I'm getting the call.
Yeah, anybody's got a color.
Ghana just won.
Yeah.
Ghana just tied South Africa.
Yeah, we got to get all these buildings
Going
lit
up on the ladder.
We got to get all these buildings. Yeah, going up on the ladder. I got to put on my Carhartts and get on the ladder. But anyway, so I got home last night and I was talking to my mom.
Too.
She's retired now, and besides being a sort of like a full-time free babysitter for my sister, she's like, I noticed that
Shade.
I noticed that she's gone for long periods of the day. Like she's gone from, for hours. And I'm like, what on earth is she doing? Like, I can't imagine that Costco can take that long every day. You know what I mean?
Suspecting a drug problem, Chris? What's going on?
I wish. She's like, no, I go to the gym. I'm there for 2.5 hours a day. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, I do one like bands and weights class followed immediately by a Zumba class 5 days a week.
Bro.
I was like, Mom, I don't know if I could even do that. Like she late, like I was blown away because since she's retired, she's gotten in incredible shape. And I knew she was like walking and doing stuff, but I didn't know she was
All
like.
the blacks are built down right now.
I didn't know. I didn't.
Whole squad BMI total is under 30.
I did not know she was getting it in like that. And I'm like, man, that maybe retirement does make sense. I'm always like, oh, you get bored, whatever. But now she's got all these friends from Zumba. They go to lunch. She's blowing 4 hours a day. Like the day's over.
What if she only does this when you're in town because you're so annoying? Like normally she just posted up on the couch watching Rachel Ray cook a fucking
She's like,
omelet.
oh, the 4th hour of Good Morning America. Great.
As
I'll
soon
be
as little
seated.
Chris comes home, starts complaining about every little damn thing. I don't have my Ritz crackers bowl. I don't have my this. Where's my? You changed the fabric softener on me. She's like, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go I'm doing air quotes right now. Going to do another one of my Zumba classes.
Honestly, I haven't seen it, so that could be a possibility. I was just blown away. I was like, that is unbelievable use of time that I'm deeply jealous of. That's like levels that only professional athletes get to spend.
Well, Chris, I mean, I know you're a busy guy. I'm a busy guy. We're all busy, but you also have time to go to the gym for 2 hours a day. You don't have anything else going on. I mean, you have your work and stuff that you're doing and your meetings and Zooms and everything like that, but you could carve out another hour.
No,
at
I
the
could
gym if you really wanted to.
I could. I think the issue is
We can't keep pushing this book back, but we'll figure.
I think
figure out a way.
Bike to bike is the problem. I think I could do a morning and an evening, but then that becomes a scheduling issue. But there's another darker part of the story, and this is what I really was trying to get to. Is
She's not hitting her macros? Don't tell me.
Well, great thing. So I did a track workout this morning over at the local high school. I get back and she's like, "Hey, have you I know you're not eating bars anymore, but have you tried these?" And guess what she's holding up, Jason?
Is it a Chomps stick?
David has invaded my parents' house. My mom is soft selling me David bars this morning in the kitchen.
Ooh, well, now I know what Santa Claus is bringing.
Yeah, I was like, "Mom, how many of these do you want? Because I'll get them to drop a pallet off. Which flavor do you like?" But I was like, "Wow, I actually David feels like such a coastal thing to me." And I know you can get everywhere. I know their distribution is one of the more impressive parts of the business.
DTC, they don't sell them in Whole Foods because they have fucking diarrhea fat in them or whatever.
I couldn't believe it. I was stunned that it had made
the name's diarrhea fat. Yeah, I mean, does she have a flavor? I mean, for the record, I'm not mad at a David bar.
No, I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying that
many are.
It feels like I'm not. This has nothing to do with the taste or texture of a David bar. This has to do with the fact that it feels like a classic case of something that only exists in our sort of depressing bubble of life, and for it to have made it to my parents' kitchen was staggering to me.
It'd be like you coming home from the airport, putting your bag down, and your mom's got the little Audemars swatch dangling from her purse. You're like, how the fuck do you know that? How'd you get that colorway too, bitch?
No, I still have my Kate Spade you got me 10 years ago, but I've attached. Yeah, it's a accessory. Is how I don't use it to tell time.
She's got the Rockies matcha whisk in the kitchen.
Dude, I think this is where we're going. I don't think all of this stuff is out of the question. I think the world is getting, as the internet gets bigger, the world gets smaller.
No, that does happen. Like every once in a while, my mom will like tell me something. I'll be like, how the fuck do you know how do you know that people are shitting their pants at the Noah Khan concert? Where did you hear that, Mom?
That's one of the coolest things that I've ever, like, that is more a testament to the downfall of society than anything I've seen in maybe the last decade.
Yeah, I agree, but in terms of the rule of threes rule,
okay.
Last week we have Olivia Rodrigo saying, "I can actively smell everyone's piss diapers from the stage."
Yeah,
and then this week Noah Khan says, "Hey guys, stop shitting your pants, pulling the shit out of your underwear and throwing it on the ground."
I don't even like talking about it. Like, it's so,
I know.
It's so crazy.
What's going to happen next week?
You're right. There is a secret third thing.
Like, all right, guys,
I think you're right.
It's going to be at the Kid Cudi show, and he's going to have to do a tweet that says, like, "Please stop delivering babies," or like, what's the next bodily function? Like, attention, if anyone vomits on the floor, don't scoop it back up and eat it. Like, where do we go from? Please stop.
You know what this is, Jason? I think
removing feces from yourself.
This feels like people are starting to act like dogs. Like, I think dogs have gotten too popular, and now people are looking to emulate dogs in a non-sexual way. This isn't I wore a shock collar on my dick. You know what I mean? This is like actual like bad stuff is happening. Like,
okay, we're dog brained. Okay, so now we're gonna go to concerts. We're gonna go to
concerts. I got that. Okay, go off, bro.
We're gonna go to the concerts, and then there's gonna be, you walk in. Here's the porta potties over there. Here's the little like mobile hand washing stations over here, and then right by the front, by the gate, as they say, we're gonna lay out a bunch of piss pads on the ground. And then when cleanup is a snap. You piss on the pad instead of just like on your neighbor or just on the floor in front of you, and you wipe up the pad, fold it up, and then put it into your little.
But the question, Jason, is which brand is it going to be Lunin? Is it going to be Olipop? Which hydration forward brand is going to co-brand the piss pad? Because it has to be a collaboration with the classic dog piss pad, but who can bring something new to the table? You know what I mean? Who can
Like, wait, I've only been drinking alkaline water. Can I use this piss pad, or is there a different one that I should use? Okay, so what's the brand that we're going to align with the pad? I mean, I'm liking Chewy.com for this.
Oh, I'm like
just to keep it all doggy.
But I'm saying I think Chewy. I'm saying it needs to be something from the hydration space to make it more appealing to the Gen Z audience that's doing it. You know what I mean? Like I think Chewy.com, they've already got their cart full. They have that shit set it and forget it.
Okay.
So I'm saying which Erewhon level sort of DTC beverage will take some of that dirty VC cash and pump it into the piss pad collab. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
because they're part of the problem. They're creating the piss.
That was a sentence and a question that was so good. An answer and a reply not needed. Anything else I say will only take away from it. But you're right. The water sellers are contributing to the diaper filling epidemic.
Like at the Jay-Z, show, it would be Poland Springs, right? Because obviously that's the New York water. That's like real shit. That's New York shit. That's what Fat Joe would use. So that's what we got to do. You know what I mean?
If Fat Joe were to drink water, it would be Poland Springs.
Yeah. He drinks water, but it's got Crystal Light in it, so it's a little easier to choke down.
Well, he drinks water, but only he puts the hot dog bun in there, so when you eat it, you can do it all in one hit.
He's going Joey mode.
Yeah, he's going Joey mode. And also, speaking of hydration, I feel like a lot of these concert goers, like Olivia and Noah, they wouldn't be complaining about the smell of piss-filled diapers if people were hydrating enough. You know what I mean?
That's also, yeah.
Clear pee, we know water in, water out. If you're hydrated enough, your diaper shouldn't smell.
I bet no. I bet. See, that is true, and that's crazy. I think Olivia's audience is so young that they're kind of on the pink drink wave. I would say that a Noah Kahan show, 42,000 people in Philadelphia, the amount of reusable water bottles of that show, it's bigger than the REI warehouse. They got more reusable.
It's true.
If you want to see the biggest like representation of dented and stickered reusable water bottles, Noah Kahan, Philadelphia, world record breaking.
You could take all the stickers off of all the water bottles and it would stretch around the world 7.3 times.
Absolutely. It would get you from here to fucking Australia, no problem.
They would all be Moab related. They'd all be about
this
gravel bike.
Yeah.
I summited this mountain.
This car has climbed this mountain. No.
Speaking of DTC, we gotta invent. I mean, I'm sure it already exists, but we have to perfect it and market it. We don't need to be first to market, just best. Some type of catheter system or something to where we can have I don't know, maybe Yonder gets involved.
Okay. Like, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
If they're already handing out the bags, like, what if there's a little bladder attached to it? And then
not a bad idea.
You have your bladder, you fill it up, scent free. They have a system to where it's pretty clean.
Yeah.
And then maybe there's like holes in the ground that you can dump them into, or there's a bladder empty station.
There's a bladder empty station. I think this feels like something that
or we use drones. You pee, you have your little Yonder case, you pee inside of it, or shit, vomit, whatever comes out of your body, and then you hit a button, and then a drone comes and picks it up, because you can't leave your spot at the concert.
No, you can't. No,
that's the whole point of shitting your pants, is so you don't lose your front row seat. You fucking idiot.
What?
Do you think I want to shit myself?
All right, so this Phoebe Bridgers tour is coming up. It's sold out. What do we think? Her audience? Obviously they're drinking Single Origin in the morning, but what do we think? Like, if they're drinking alcohol, is it a ranch water? Like, what does the Phoebe Bridgers audience? What do you think they're hydrating with at the stadium in Brooklyn? What do we think?
Yeah, it was because I was checking this out at the wedding yesterday. All these people who are of Phoebe age, but not necessarily less so in the blue-haired barista space and more so in the do you know what my dad does space.
Mm-hmm.
But
Two great spaces. If I'm keeping it a buck.
two great spaces. Luckily, you're fluent in both.
I am.
Yeah, you're fluent in the blue hair barista space. You could speak that fluently, and you could also speak Vineyard Vines belt.
Bro, all day. Put me in the room, bro. I'll ping pong.
All day. I'll close any
All day,
any
all
room
day.
like that. But everyone is drinking June Shines, High Noons, canned watermelon vodka, seltzer shit. It seems like we've moved beyond the need for like a cocktail, like putting a shot of vodka in a cup and then putting soda water and a lime into it. We have sort of moved. I would say we've evolved beyond it, but maybe it's more of a devolution. But it's more of just like the slop tray. Just like we got a bucket with ice and some canned Trulies and seltzers and
I mean, look, it
poppies
tastes
and loppies and doppies, and then you just grab it and you're like, watermelon.
it tastes better if you're I mean, it's an easier delivery.
know.
It's an easier delivery system, and I think the real appeal of that is you're buying it in bulk like beer. You know what I mean? You're grabbing a 12-pack. It's not
Yeah,
like
you're grabbing a 12, throw it in the cooler, put ice over it, easy.
I don't like that tequila. It's not agave forward enough for me. It's honestly what I do like about the popularity of those drinks is that you can instantly tell who you don't want to talk to because they're holding one, but also it's taking away from the like twisty mustache cocktail culture that our generation was plagued by, and obviously it's a gross overreaction, but I think I would prefer it.
Yeah.
Like a guy in a fucking canvas apron with like a swivel stick in his fucking mouth. You know what I mean? I would rather have a guy fresh off 18 holes grab a couple fucking June Shines from the cooler than hear that guy talk about a highball and what Suntory brand he imported. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, Slow, don't bring a delicious Suntory highball into it. More so, a guy who's like blow torching a dried pineapple slice.
Yeah,
on top of the
you know what I
shit.
mean.
I know
Yeah,
what you
know
mean.
what I mean. You know
He's
what I
like doing a ceremony with rosemary and like a Palo Santo stick, and it's I know exactly what you mean. It is a pendulum swing in the other direction that is quite far, an overcorrection, and hopefully one day we'll just go back to tequila in a cup with ice and a lime.
What's really interesting about it is that there's a bar here called Righteous Room that has arguably the best veggie burger in the world, I would say.
Okay, best veggie burger.
So I went there to have one solo, and I was looking at the menu, and I noticed, that I like forget because I don't really go to regular bars very often, that all of these drinks you're talking about are also available at the bar.
Oh, yeah.
Like it, which is, that feels crazy. Like doing that at home or at a wedding makes sense to me. Going to a bar and ordering a watermelon and lime, like ranch water, that feels crazy to me.
I don't want to leave my house, put on pants and nice shoes and sit down and order something that can be found at the Buc-ee's or
like having a pre-made drink at a bar feels like just stay home. But I guess that's a good sign that those kind of people are not at home only conversing on their phone and they're going out in public. So I guess it's sort of, and maybe they're smoking a cigarette. So maybe it's maybe
it's a
they
silver little lining.
make up for it in some other way.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, also speaking of beverages, I feel like I got some breakfast this morning at this place called Ellie's, which is like the old people French restaurant cafe kind of thingy.
Oui.
And I was thinking about how, like, I'm always tickled when you go to the kind of tertiary cities and you see how far, I guess behind is not the right word exactly because I don't want it to sound too mean, but I guess technically behind, just like the trends of food and culture of just like, you guys just got avocado toast just landed in Tulsa or whatever. I'm exaggerating, but these are just examples. And I was thinking when the watermelon radish, at some point 15 years ago, we discovered the watermelon radish.
I don't think I've discovered it yet, but go ahead.
But people still order avocado toast and it's still a thing. But
Avocado toast rocks, bro. I'm not going to let you malign its good name.
I think it's gay.
I mean, I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just saying it tastes good. That's two different things. I'm not ordering it, but I'm just saying that like
No.
it tastes good, and like
To me, it's like
it's pretty cool that you're the guy saying this after you brought up watermelon radishes. But yeah, you go ahead. You go ahead with that.
But I'm saying because avocado toast is so often paired with watermelon radishes for some reason.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And it's I mean obviously just because it looks
Crunch.
interesting and different, but like I don't know anyone who's ever like eating breakfast and saying like, God, I wish I had radishes right now. And you know, it's a real kind of all show no go. I think the problem with food right now, we need more watermelons and less watermelon radishes.
I mean, I don't know where I would encounter a watermelon radish at all. Like I can't think of
I mean, I would say at least 75% of avocado toasts being sold.
yeah, but
in
I'm
any
but I'm
given
saying let's
city in America has.
anything besides that. Can you think of anything?
Well, I mean, there used to be a really popular like plating garnish item. You know, like nasturtium leaves were hot, and you know all these little herbs and garnishes. People will discover like, oh, if you take this watermelon radish and you slice it thin, it's like really pretty and it looks good.
But it doesn't really taste. It kind of tastes like water, right?
It just tastes like a radish, which is like fine. I love eating radishes if I'm at the taco truck, and you know it helps cool your mouth down after some spicy habanero. But
Okay. Okay.
I mean, or the classic kind of French radish with butter.
Yeah, I was thinking of that's the only time I've had it, and I do like it in that instance. But that's more of a delivery vehicle for butter than anything else.
It is. But no, I don't know. But watermelons themselves, delicious. I love watermelon so much.
I think watermelon in the summer is pretty well represented. I don't think we're lacking. I mean, you're not going to order it at a restaurant, obviously, but I think,
want to see more watermelon at the restaurant.
well, the problem is somebody will put it in a salad with cheese, and that's ruining the idea of being able to order half a watermelon at a restaurant and it comes perfectly cubed to the table. Great idea. I'm with you. That's I hate fruit as dessert. In this case, it could work.
Yeah, I mean, fruit for dessert, it works at a Chez Panisse type scenario, and it works at a high level Japanese restaurant.
What could you? Let me ask you a question. Yeah, I've had an expensive melon after some sushi, and it did hit right. What is the if we were to at the How Long Gone cafe, if we offered a bowl of watermelon. And I don't want to overdo it. Like I wouldn't want to sort of disrespect the classic nature of this. But what would you? Is there a topping for watermelon? Is there something besides a lime squeeze that would do something for like visually? I guess so. It's not a pile of red melon.
Yeah, that's a great question, and you're on the right track with lime. I think I would do something in the space of Chez Panisse where. You get the little, it's a metal goblet type of pedestal bowl.
Yeah.
Ice cold out of the freezer. It's sweating. It's perspiring. And you've got like 7 of the best strawberries you can ever eat on planet Earth in there. Don't do anything else to it. It's perfect for a watermelon. You're going to have to cut it and cube it. I don't know if you go all uniform, same exact size, or if you kind of do these
I have an idea.
oblong shapes. Okay.
No, and I don't want to bring up an Illuminati conversation.
Okay.
Pyramid. The watermelon pyramid.
That's nice. That's very nice. That is very nice.
And then around it, Jason, it's surrounded by a lime moat.
Bro, they should have never let you go to culinary school with this imagination. You're going to turn the food world on its head. It sounds like what you're doing, it has a little kind of like Korean shaved ice, like with like red bean drizzle of condensed milk and the fruit kind of thing.
Yeah.
I like pyramid. It's really smart. I think the lime moat is good. A series of maybe some like stainless steel toothpicks or like mini forks that you would use for like a little oyster fork. That's how I serve it at home.
I'm more of a yeah, that's a good idea.
When you do our fruit dessert,
yeah,
I'll get a couple little dishes with that, and then some kind of little cocktail forks.
Yeah, that's a nice because I do feel like summertime running through the grass, shoes off. You want to do it, barehanded, but in a sophisticated setting, you need a delivery system of some sort. A fork, a mini fork, obviously can hold
a mini fork.
The constitution of a metal mini fork can hold up a nice piece of a sizable piece of melon.
And then the little lime moat, run it through the garden. That's nice. The only other thing,
so you can dip it.
Yeah, you dip that watermelon. I would like maybe a little
like a fry and ketchup.
Maybe a little mint on top as a garnish is the only thing I could really think of.
Yeah, there we go.
That works
We
out.
need some color on the plate.
And
We need
speaking
some
of
color on
ketchup,
the
when I
plate.
was at another beef I have, when the restaurant has the food item, let's call it a breakfast sandwich or the burger, and instead of it coming with ketchup, it comes with, house-made tomato jam.
No one wants that, bro.
Yeah, and you can, any restaurant can offer that. You can offer the special chipotle ketchup, the curry ketchup with Indian spices, the Mexican jalapeno ketchup, the sriracha ketchup. You can offer all that stuff, but you can't have it be the only thing because everyone likes ketchup and only 30% of people want ketchup with curry in it.
30% is generous.
And I'm being Jen.
That's if they're serving fries at the Indian restaurant, maybe people want curry. I don't curry ketchup, but I agree with you. I mean, I think that is a space that has been unfortunately disrupted over the years, and I feel like we're coming back to God's light, and no one real. That feels very like 2010 to me.
It does. I mean, just imagining, somebody coming, they're hungover, they went out last night, you got the big breakfast shift, and like it's your job to take all the bottles of Heinz 57 and then add fucking some bullshit to it instead of just putting the glass bottle of Heinz 57 on the table and saying, here's your ketchup for your fries. You're the one who's got to wake up and make the Chipotle ketchup.
I feel like that is I have seen that less and less, but that is something you would see in Providence, Rhode Island, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. You'd see that here too.
It's true.
Because I saw in Chinatown a couple weeks ago, I saw people walking around with big ass nice quarters of watermelon, and then I walked by and like a Chinese lady selling quarters $1.
Oh,
$1, and I was en route somewhere, so I couldn't kind of get the mess all over my hands, But I was like, that is a real the way you could pull over in LA and get fruit anytime you want. New York doesn't really have that, It doesn't. You can get nuts and they're delicious, but it's not the same.
hot nuts.
They're delicious. They really are a treat.
I do like a hot nut on a cold day. I agree with that.
You can't be grabbing those July 5th. You know what I mean? It's not gonna land right.
Speaking of spicy sriracha mayo and ketchups, Katsuya chef and sushi master has passed away, and he's the guy who created spicy tuna.
I heard about this, and let me tell you something. Pour one out for him. He
Pour the sake out.
He made white people like sushi. Mm-hmm. That is spicy tuna is what I think is what turned white people into sushi. And did he die rich?
I think he probably did well. I mean, he had his like original Katsuya restaurant in LA, which I have been to many times. It was like my first introduction into like some baller sushi. We would go with Andre whenever Andre's mom was in town. We would get her to go, and she would be nice enough to float the cost of all those black cod miso. I didn't really have the budget for it at the time, but so I really got to eat good. But after they were franchised out by SBE, I'm sure he got a tidy little check.
Good for him, man. I used to hit Katsuya I mean, that's a classic LA sort of H Wood era. Mm-hmm. The Hills, I mean, that's a Hall of Fame restaurant. I saw that he died. I did not realize he was the gentleman that brought that, birthed that child. And I mean,
yeah.
Hold on, moment of silence, actually.
And he invented other sushi items as well, and he was sort of known as, it was like, because there's other places where it's like they'll have the sign up that says like no spicy tuna.
Yeah.
Get out of here if you think you're gonna have a freaking California roll. At like ironically at places like Sushi Park, one of the worst sushi restaurants in LA.
You've never been there. Don't say
price.
that. Don't say that.
I've been there.
I've
eaten at that fucking dump.
I don't think I think first of all, it's crazy because you are the type of person who would like a place that said no California roll.
No.
So
I
yes,
actually
you are.
like California rolls.
I'm not saying you don't like the way they taste. I'm saying spiritually, that's how you come off.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I guess what I was saying is, even though Katsuya invented spicy tuna rolls, he was also the kind of guy who would like kick you out if you were on some bullshit. Like he had a zero tolerance. I mean, at his original restaurant, you know, if you go in there and you're like, oh, like we're trying to put like 3 people onto a 2-top, or like, oh, can we do the, you know, ask for some extra shit. It wasn't like soup Nazi level, but it was just like, all right, you're out.
It's that's cool to be like, I'm the guy who invented the like thing that crossed this over, but also if you look at me the wrong way, you're fucking out of here.
If I don't like your vibe, peace. I mean, I have so many amazing stories of going to that original Katsuya. Like you go in, there's no reservations. You write your name down on a list and you sit on the fucking floor, go in the parking lot, smoke cigarettes for an hour and a half sometimes. It's you and fucking
What about
Justin Timberlake and Charlize
Katana?
Theron.
Do you remember Katana? Have we talked about Katana before?
I don't know. I mean, I'm familiar with it, and I don't know if I've been there. It seems like a restaurant that David Spade goes to. I think they go to Koi. I think. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
Conan O'Brien and all those guys. They go to Koi, which I still kind of want to go to.
Koi, we could go to Koi anytime. I've been. It's good.
It seems like the kind of place where you get, you know, the spicy tuna hand roll, and it has like purple flowers on top and shit.
I haven't been there in so long, but all those places really, that was like, those restaurants I feel like really glamorized like sushi to regular people. Like I really feel like that was the era that made it work.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Damn, RIP to the goat. Pour one out. I'll pour out
to the goat.
my non-alcoholic sake.
My NA sock. Friend of the show, Ben Dietz, he sent me a message this morning. He said, thought you'd appreciate I was introduced to Rachel Zoe on Friday, and I told her I enjoyed her episode of Helen Gone. She said she's gotten more compliments during Cannes Lion about that show appearance than anything else.
I was hoping she would say, "What are you talking about?" But that's a good runner-up. That's a good run. Well, thank you. Look, hey, I'll talk to Rachel Zoe anytime. I mean, I'll talk to Rachel Zoe anytime.
We'll
You know what?
We'll get Zoe back on the pod.
We need to go to Koi with Zoe. Actually, that's the real. That's the.
Koi with Zoe. I need one more 3-letter word to knock it all in. I guess the answer is yes. And another 3-letter word, USB. You know, once things got drunk last night and messy, there was somebody came up to the DJ booth and they had the USB cable that was plugged into the mixer, and she grabbed the USB cable and picked it up and started trying to sing into it like it was a microphone. And I was like, okay, this is the level of drunk.
Yeah, that's wow. At that point, you could play anything. That's beautiful for you to see. That really opens the door wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, bro, you had a blast. All right, so you're leaving tomorrow?
I'm leaving tomorrow. Yesterday, I discovered this gym here called VP Gym or something like that. You know, classic Chris Black small town gym. It's got all the shit. It's kind of a dump. I took a picture of the sign in the locker, you know, where there'll be like hand painted locker room art.
What's the day pass hitting for?
Day pass is $20.
Perfect.
The check-in process was more work for the gym than the hotel.
Yeah.
It was really like when I showed up to the hotel, at the Neptune Hotel, place is a dump, but I walked in, they're like, what's your name? And I said, Jason Stewart. And he looked on his computer and took a key card and handed it to me.
Damn, that's awesome.
And that was it.
That's awesome.
Which was awesome. I was like, so no, I've never checked into a hotel in my entire life where they did not require ID or a credit card for incidentals. It was so weird. But then, I'm going to the day pass. I'm signing forms, signing my life away, address, phone number, email, the whole thing. But it was dope, and they had a sauna, so I'm going to go back in there today.
I would like to challenge the gym community to make this, because this is something I've literally done all over the world, and it's never great. And it's like, all I should have to do is sign a waiver and give you the money. That's all that should happen. Anything else, you don't need my address, you don't need my email, you don't need my phone number. You need me to sign away my life that if I drop a fucking Smith machine bar on my head and die, it's not your problem. And you need to take my money, whether it's credit card or cash. It's the process is fucking crazy.
Yeah,
it's so dumb. It's so dumb.
They want to get you in the system so they could market to you.
Of course. But if I'm visiting for a day and I tell you I'm from out of town, you know that I'm going to turn off the emails that you send me and I'll never see you again, ever.
I agree. And hopefully all of our gym owners across the country, across the world, are listening and learning, but I don't know if it's going to happen.
Because I love to support. I love to go. I mean, nothing brings me more joy than showing up in a place, using Google to find a independent gym and going to give them my money for a workout. It's just it always, it's very, very complicated, almost always.
And the hometown independent gym, it gives you a glimpse not into like society or people, but the mind of one person, the mind of one freak who is like, like this gym. The guy had like his motif was like white leather couches are gonna elevate the process.
Speaking of koi,
so you walk in, there's white leather couches everywhere. White leather couches that were built in 2004. So we're there. There's some miles on them. It's not necessarily optic white still, but
Optic
spent
white.
the money to get some.
Not you using fucking Chuck Taylor colors.
Yeah, I know about optic. All right, but so you spent the money to get custom made pillows with his gym's logo on it or hers. Who knows? Like the build outs, the customization, the artwork, the message that they're trying to convey. Like it really is a glimpse into someone's mind, and quite often, a money pit for the rest of their life. But you walk into the locker room. There's a painting on the wall. It's the background image is somebody wearing a suit. It's just like a suit of the tie and a shirt, and it says, "While they work while they sleep, learn while they party, save while they spend, then live like they dream."
Fire. Damn, that got me pumped
And I was
up.
reading that. I was in just an empty fucking gym. Don't even have to put a lock on the locker because no one's gonna steal it. No one's there to steal your stuff. It was a great vibe.
That is a really good vibe.
And I'll be back there today.
I forgot to mention this during the food segment, but I went to a place here called Big Softy, which is a great name for a very popular soft serve emporium. And I was looking at the toppings, and there was something I had never seen before, and I didn't see this until after I'd already ordered my swirl with peanut. It had something called Cheez-It
Swirl with peanut.
Cheez-It Brittle. And I can't.
How do you know you're in Atlanta?
The dead ass. This is some cardiac arrest shit. But what do you think? What does that mean? Is it a mix of savory and sweet? What are they pairing with the Cheez-It at Big Softy? What are they doing? Like, what would that take? I don't even understand really.
Well, I guess typically a brittle is like a toffee caramel kind of thing.
Yeah.
So just like they would make an almond brittle, but instead of almonds,
Cheez-Its.
fucking Cheez-Its in there. And it looks like, they got Brownie Bites, Cheez-It Brittle, Cookie Crumble. It's all, they have a rosemary caramel. That's a nice little vibe right there. Okay. Toasted coconut.
Delicious. No, it was very good, and I will be back, and I will try. I have to try the Cheez-It Brittle for science. I mean, that would be crazy for me.
I don't know what you pair with that.
Well, as a person who doesn't get samples because it's for losers, I'm willing to take the risk on a full cone. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Getting samples at an ice cream place shows that you're low IQ.
I kind of agree. I've heard people sort of debate, how many samples is too many. 3 is the limit. Some people say 2 is the limit.
3 is insane.
It's insane. If you're a grown adult, 40 and up, you should just order and take what you got, and that's it.
Yeah, a child, of course, but 3 samples as a 40-year-old is greedy and stupid. It's not how, like, oh, you don't know what chocolate tastes like, you fucking loser? Really? You've lived 40 years on this earth. You don't know what vanilla tastes like?
The only time it's allowed is when there's nobody else in the line behind you, and the person who's working the counter is almost, not forcing you, but like they're very adamant on having you try the fucking saffron lychee or whatever it is, versus you being like, that's pretty good. Now can I try this? That's pretty good. Now can I try this?
And
one?
I hate to say it, Jason. I hate to say it, but you know who does this more than anyone?
Alex?
Well, I was just going to say women.
Hoseby sampling?
Hoseby sampling. Hoseby sampling. No Arab music. They be sampling. It's fucking crazy. We before we go, we should talk. There a lot of music came out this week. It was a big singles week. Mm-hmm. It's interesting because people are very. There's a Gracie Abrams song that our friend Mitch made the video. The video is fucking amazing. I really like the video.
Yeah, shout out Mitch.
Song is fine. Song is fine.
haven't heard the song. I only saw her appear on Popcast, and somebody said why she dressed like the North Korean prime minister's wife. I commented earlier in the week that
Hey, man, if that's
dressed like Jackie Onassis.
Hey, look, if that's what the North Korean dictator's wife looks like, then God bless North Korea. But there's a future dud, which doesn't bode well. But Charlie,
future dud. That's going to name one of my kids.
Charlie put out a song that actually references friend of the show Rostam, and he called her a slut, I guess, and then that turned her into wearing APC, which I feel like is a fun play on words, because as many outfits as I've seen Charlie put on, APC doesn't seem to be in her stylist Chris's arsenal. But I that's a Rostam getting called out in a song for calling her a slut is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's like saying you dress like a slut and being legitimized and in song is a nice way to go down in history.
Yeah, Rostam, I would say you don't deserve it, but maybe you do deserve it.
I mean,
he's a day one.
He said shit to me that I will hopefully immortalize in song one day.
But also everyone's a slut to Rostam.
That's true. But the Phoebe Bridgers song, which I like, but people are obviously debating. I would say it's a 7 of 10. The video that Lance did is amazing. Really great video, even though I hate Ren Fair iconography. The video is pretty unbelievable. It feels like
Shout out Lance.
It feels like videos are really back, man. People are really putting their whole fucking foot into these music videos, and I think it's nice.
Do you think it's because we're able to create, good looking videos with technology now for an affordable amount of money, whereas you would have to spend a few $100,000 to get it to look like that, versus now,
I mean,
you can get shit looking pretty damn good for.
I think the videos we're talking about, they're still costing a few $100,000, but
yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean, I think that plays. I just think it's so funny when people are always like, I got to make a video. I'm always like, for what? Like, I didn't think that, I just was always like, I didn't think people actually watch those. But I think these.
You're like, why? Did somebody ask you? You don't have to do that.
They must really work, because I feel like, especially with all the girls, which, Mitch is responsible for fucking half of them, I just feel like they're really trying, and it's cool. They're actually good, and it makes you maybe take in the song a different way. Which I guess is the whole point.
Yeah, like the International Players Anthem video being at the wedding. It really changes the direction of things. But I think the ladies doing it, the Charlies, the Phoebes, I feel like they're releasing a lot of videos, and they're kind of doing it in that right way of just like, I'm assuming Charlie's just thinking like, we got to do this. And I have to go fly to Japan to be in a movie tomorrow, and then I got to go to an awards ceremony in Poland the next day, and whatever. So like, they don't have time for anything like that. So they just say, get 2 gay guys with a camera, and we're just gonna drive to the middle of some field and film some shit. And there's no permits, there's no union, there's no lighting techs, there's no fucking crafty.
No, I think you're wrong on this.
We're just gonna go out. I mean, not all of it, but a little more runny and gunny, and a little more, it's not like we have to.
Well, I think it feels that way. Yeah. I think it's meant to feel that way.
I mean, I've
saying.
heard Imogene tell me some stories about how they do stuff, and obviously, depending on where it is, they'll have, correct crews there, and it's not like
but I know what you mean.
Low budget, but it's not like we found this location, and now we got to rent out, 2 off-duty cops on motorcycles to secure the perimeters, and we got this permit, and we got this, lighting
for
package,
sure.
And all the flatbed trucks. It takes them a day and a half to edit it, because the song's 2 minutes.
It's true.
And it's done.
Yeah, that's a good point. When it used to be like, when the videos had like narratives and actors in them, but also Phoebe and Lance got the guy from Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. Love that guy, man. I don't know his name, but everything he's in, he's good. And he has a great look, man.
I agree.
Looks like a guy that would have gotten bullied in middle school. It's the perfect, but remember in Righteous Gemstones, I think he's shredded though, low key. I think he's like ripped, which is a nice
little rig on him.
A nice little rig on him, which is a little bonus. He didn't go shirt off in this one, but I'm sure he's willing to go shirt off in other ones if you ask him, pay him enough.
The budget's right.
But the budget's right. I'll come out of this polo. All right, How Long Gone? Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back next week with more podcasts. Wish Jason a safe trip back to the motherland.
We have a whole week full of pods coming up this week. The motherland, 4th of July weekend. What are you going to do for a 4th, Chris?
Miami, baby. I'm gonna celebrate with the Cubano. We're going to the all new, the redone Delano, actually, which I'm pretty excited about.
Remember when you were like, what do I do for the 4th? And I said Miami, and everyone said LOL. But wait.
Yeah, that's literally what happened. What happened. And we're gonna go out on the boat with Steph. We got a little plan going. But I mean,
This is nice.
for $250, I feel like I should be in America's heartland, but I didn't. The flights to Iowa City were a little more expensive.
I forgot
So I
it's-
kind of.
It was $250, and yeah, the $250 fare at the White House looked psycho. It was
Dude,
crazy vibe.
if 250 is big, and I think that people are celebrating this year. I feel like hot dog sales are going to be up.
I'm going to be at Max's house.
Oh wow, that's
I got to figure out what I'm going to bring
that's un-American of you, I would say, in many
to
ways.
celebrate the 4th at a gay guy's house. I agree.
That's right. I feel like that's un-American. Let's get you. Let me see if we can play. No, it's too late. We could have planned
I'm
something.
going to straight it up. I'm going to bring a rack of Mick Ultras.
No, you're gonna show up.
I'm going to go up to the fucking Yeti cooler, get all this fucking orange wine bullshit out of here, and just drop in sleeve after sleeve of Mitch Ultra.
No, that would be really great. Honestly, you and Carolyn should show up wearing the matching Old Navy July 4th t-shirts. This is actually a good idea. I think both of you guys could pull them off. If you need help finding them, I'll be able to order them for you on oldnavy.com. So just let me know.
Oh, we can just source them Old Navy shirts from Old Navy?
Well, you never know, because Old Navy is historically the July 4th uniform in the South. Like, you get the whole family.
I did not know this. I did not know this.
No, Old Navy famously puts out a 4th of July shirt every year, and
gotta catch them all?
Yeah, kind of. I'm sure my mom has them I was trying to do it for Hanover. We didn't have time. I really wanted to do one, but it's just time ran out. But the Old Navy one is the classic.
Well,
don't be fooled.
Okay. Except no substitutions. Kind of similar how Hermes will do a different lock for the Birkin every year. Just a little fun collectible thing to get Auntie every Easter. But
it's so funny because this feels like something that's really global. I'm looking at it right here. Did Old Navy? Oh shit! Reddit came up in the Google search, sold out.
see,
Hold on, no way. Yeah, dude, it's sold out. And guess how much it cost?
$3.
$2.49. It was $5. It was $5. Now it's half off because there's none left. Bro, that's crazy. I was literally going to buy these. I was going to buy this for you right now. It's crazy they're sold out.
Well, check Grailed. Not cheap.
No, it's on. We got eBay. We got eBay for 10. They're not making a good, huge.
Okay, well, clock's ticking. And we got a week. Shippings are going to be a bitch.
All my exes live in Texas, and Texas is a place I dearly love.